And they themselves tasted by practicing Shuddha Bhakti. And filling everyone with inspiration. Inspiring everybody that yes, now you can also attain this, you can also do this. So the books that they have written, they require that we approach these literatures following the process, because if we just read them but we don't follow, we will not be able to attain the goal. So the 6 favorable things that Rupa Goswami told, we have to continue to examine in our life. Am I really doing this? So he said, Utsaha nishchayat dhairyat tatat karma pravartanat sangha tyaga sato vritte sadvir bhakti prasiddhyati. Sadvir bhakti prasiddhyati means by these 6 bhakti will be enhanced. Prasiddhyati, be wonderfully developed bhakti. First thing, utsahan. Utsahan means enthusiasm. We know what enthusiasm is, because we feel very enthusiastic about certain things, you know. Oh, should I ask everybody around the room what they get enthusiastic about? Yes. We get enthusiastic about what is going to give us the fulfillment of our desires. If our desires are sense gratification, then we need economic development and money to get this, to get that, you know. So all these things are there, enthusiasm. But enthusiasm here means I am enthusiastic to attain this great gift, this great wealth of prema that Mahaprabhu has brought. And I'm actually experiencing, as I practice bhakti, that I'm getting something very, very valuable. I'm attaining something as I practice bhakti. It's not some blind hope that in the future, yes, of course, we hope in the future, but also now, in the present, we experience. Bhakti is not without a direct experience.
I always tell people that spiritual life is not a spectator sport.
Right. Yeah. Or also what the armchair speculators, I'll use that term, sitting in the armchair and talking very nicely, but not living, not practicing. Yes.
I'm remembering something that Srila Prabhupada gave in the early days when he was giving the translation to the mantra in the Gayatri, and he translated it that, please allow me to become enthused, just like my guru is also enthused. And he specifically used that word,
Yes,
to
yes.
be enthused.
Yeah.
So by meditating on our mantras, that enthusiasm
Right.
come to us.
Prachodayat. Yes. Become enthused. So this enthusiasm is inherent within pure bhakti. It is not possible to be tasting and experiencing actual bhakti without feeling enthusiasm, right? Just like it's not possible when you're really hungry to not become enthusiastic when a very delicious, wonderful foodstuffs are presented in front of you. Your enthusiasm starts to manifest with ecstatic symptoms such as watering of the mouth. Right?
Making of noises.
Yes.
Grunting.
Yeah. So, enthusiasm, bhakti, is an interesting verse. Bhakti pareshanu bhavo viraktir, from Srimad Bhagavatam, that describes that bhakti is like eating food. When you eat food, what happens? 3 things happen when you eat. Like you're very hungry, so you begin to eat some very nice food. The first thing is what?
Hunger decreases. Hunger decreases.
No, that's not the first thing.
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction. Taste.
nourishment. Because you're famished. You know the word famished? I'm famished. Right? But as soon as you start, immediately, within your body, things start to happen that you begin to feel, oh. And then as you continue, what happens? Satisfaction. Tushti, pushti, kshuddha apayo anugasham. Tushti, pushti. So immediately, tushti, you feel very, very nice. You're enjoying that tushti, satisfaction. Pushti. Pushti means nourishment. Now your body's getting strength. You know? Your famished nature begins to diminish. And then what? Kshud apayo anugasham. The hunger that you felt, it disappears. Kshud apayo means hunger goes away. This automatically takes place, so Srimad Bhagavatam says, Bhakti pareshanu bhavo viraktir. These three things will happen. Just as when you eat, three things happen. Bhakti means that you actually enjoy, you experience. You experience bhakti. Bhakti is an experience, it's a taste. Just like when you're eating, you're tasting. There's some satisfaction. The next thing, paresha anubhav. Paresha anubhav means you gain actual, tangible realization. Paresh anubhav. Anubhav means realizing. So you gain some realization. That's why those who are advanced in bhakti, in Krishna consciousness, they have had so much experience and realization. They're fully convinced. Paresh anubhav. They actually begin to realize all tattvas. They're called tattvagya. They're fully comprehending tattva. What is truth? What is reality? They can no longer be swayed by what is illusion. So, paresh anubhav and then virakti. Virakti means complete detachment. Virakti. No attachment to anything of this temporary material world. No desire and ambition to gain any of the temporary fleeting happiness of the material world, which results always in suffering. They've fully understood, always. Would anyone like to try to disprove this fact? Because guess what? Even if you think that you've achieved, you've arrived in life, there are a lot of people who live in this world that they think they're very proud. You see them walking through the airports and sitting in the first class lounges and the first class sections of the airports, and they think, yes, but they're actually full of misery. And their misery is only going to increase, and their happiness is going to decrease, because guess what? You're going to grow old and die.
No, just being at Autorama for the last 20 years, I always try to interact with people.
Yes.
And especially if they're buying a car, I'll spend time talking with them, and it's always a sad story.
Yeah.
Third divorce, just on and on and on and on. He only has $2,500 left. She has everything. I mean, it's just like, it's just, everybody gets their pinch. That's the nature of this world. Maya's doing her job perfectly.
It is. And this analysis of what is the true nature of the material world is part of Tattva Gyan.
Absolutely.
It's an essential part, because in the Chatur Shlok Srimad Bhagavatam, 4 verses, there it said, Anvaya Vyatirekabhyam, the 2 different words, that directly and indirectly one should carefully consider and understand and analyze this truth, this reality, directly and indirectly. So that is also referring to a proper analysis of what is the true nature of the material world. You see? Krishna told in the Bhagavad Gita quite directly. he told the material world is two things. Duk alayam. Duk alayam means full of duk. Dukkha. What is dukkha?
Yucky dukkha.
Sounds like something you want to shake off your head. Dukkha. Sounds pretty good.
So dukkha means suffering.
Oh, you're talking about dog poop, but same thing.
You can see it also in a number of people in the material world who are miserable because they don't have what they think they want, everything. And so as a result, they eat incorrectly, so their bodies are incredibly unhealthy.
Yeah.
And they have blocked all pathways to any spiritual welcome on their own way because they feel that either eating or stealing or hurting other people, they are somehow making themselves feel better. So they're in this vicious circle. Just
Maya has everybody's number. She knows how to give you what you need to make you a nice devotee. Just go with it, roll with it.
Oh, you mean Maya helps us to become a nice
Absolutely,
devotee?
that's her job.
Oh, that's interesting. How does she do that? How does she do that? How does she help us?
She makes
Well,
you
with
miserable and
First,
desperate.
she lets you understand the nature of this world, threefold miseries, and she knows exactly how to give them to you, so that you start to ask questions. Why am I suffering? And then from there, hopefully that leads to enlightenment. That's the idea. But sometimes she's even scratching her head. How hard do I have to beat this guy? Even she becomes impressed sometimes.
Jivas have a great capacity for suffering.
We are eternal.
We are eternal. Yeah, that's a good one to know.
We can take a
Question is just. Question is, how long do you want to suffer, basically?
Yes.
What did you miss? I missed the last thing.
I just said we're eternal. We can take a lot of suffering.
Yeah.
We can take it.
So, Dukkalayam, Krishna told that the material world, this whole creation, is a place of suffering. So if you want to see it as a place of enjoyment, you're going to have a big problem doing that. Because it's created as a place of suffering. No, yeah, there is some enjoyment, but our acharyas have clearly told us that that little bit of enjoyment,
You have to 30 years hard labor.
but even when you get it, it's like a drop of water in the desert. In the desert, you need a good amount of water. But if you only get a drop, what's it going to do for you? You see, this is the realization of those who are self-realized. They've understood this. And therefore they don't endeavor anymore for the false temporary happiness of this world. Because they clearly understand this truth. Tattva. They're called tattva gya. They understand. So they never have interest. What do? They accept the basic necessities of life. And they fully direct their energies toward liberation. That's the mission of human life. To get out of this. And to achieve our eternal position. So the first thing that Krishna tells, Dukkalayam. Material world is full of misery. And the second thing he says, Ashashvatam. This is a real obstacle for our enjoyment. Ashashvatam means temporary. Temporary. It does not matter what you erect. It's going to topple. It does not matter what you achieve in your hard endeavors in this life. It's going to end and you're going to lose it all. It is true. But if somebody doesn't know about the eternal nature of the soul, they will not endeavor for that. They'll think that I have to endeavor hard here in this world. They're lacking knowledge of truth. But when somebody understands, then Srimad Bhagavatam says, Labdva sudurlabhamidam bahusambhavante. You've attained this human form of life after many, many, many lifetimes. Manushyam artadam anityam apiha dhira. This manushya, this human form, it is artadam. It is the only form in which we will be able to attain the highest benefit. You can't do it in any other form, any other species. Only human. This human form is not achieved until after many, many. Bahusambhavante means many, many births and deaths. So, therefore, Turnam yate tanapatin anumridyu yavat. Turnam means immediately. Turnam, without delay. Immediately. Take advantage of this now. And endeavor for that which cannot be attained in other species of life. Use your human form to attain that which cannot be attained. Nikshreyasaya vishaya kalusarva tasyat. That means all other forms of life you can get vishaya, sense gratification. In the hog body you can get it nicely. Srila Prabhupada used to graphically explain this. You know? Hog kata is sometimes helpful in our understanding of why we should surrender to Krishna. So that we don't become a hog. That we have to eat stool. And their ability to live in obnoxious circumstances, but we can degrade to that level.
Hogs, dogs, camels, and asses.
And the material energy conditions the soul to think that this is very nice. It's very nice. So we now tell the story of our Lord Indradev, given in the Vedas. Lord Indra, the king of the demigods, living in the highest position of material enjoyment possible in the material universe, okay? He made a mistake to his guru, Brihaspati, and therefore he was cursed to take the body of a hog. So he came onto the earthly plane, and he's in the body of a hog. And what do hogs do? They produce piglets. They increase the numbers of pigs and hogs. And they eat and eat. They have these two major activities. So King Indra was fully absorbed in thinking that I'm a hog, and this is my she-hog, and these are my little piglets, and I'm happy because I have plenty of stool to eat and all kinds of garbage to eat. I'm happy. So when his time for, the end of his confinement for his offense came, and Lord Brahma came, and Gurudev actually told this story. Lord Brahma came and he said, "Oh Indra, now it's time for you to come back." And Indra, in the body of the hog, saw Brahma, and he started jumping at him to try to bite him. He didn't want to leave. No, these are my piglets, and this is my stool, and I'm very happy here. No, Indra, you don't understand.
You're in illusion right now.
Huh?
You're in mine right now.
So then he sprinkled some mystical water on Indra in the pig body, and he resumed his body, and he suddenly understood, where am I? You see? So in the same exact way, we jivas in the material world are conditioned by Maya to think that, oh, this is good, this is nice, I'm happy here. But in actuality we're suffering. We're suffering, and we're not attaining what we're meant to attain with a human form of life. So this is the illusion, strong illusion of Maya. And you cannot overcome this illusion on your own. Try as you may, it's not possible. Why? Because the illusion of Maya is the divine energy of Krishna. It is all-powerful energy. And you're just a tiny little insignificant jiva in this vast ocean of material existence. So how are you going to overcome Maya on your own? Therefore Krishna informs us. All you have to do is Daivihesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya. You have to understand that this is my divine energy, Gunamayi, made of the three modes of nature. It is very, very powerful and it is insurmountable. Mama Maya, it is my Maya, my energy. Duratyaya, it's impossible to overcome. But, Mam eva ye prapadyante, mayam etam tarantite. If you surrender, if anyone surrenders to me, prapadyante, mam, unto me, mam eva ye prapadyante, mayam etam tarantite. Very easily he crosses over Maya. This is the message of the Supreme Lord to all jivas. So we should not become caught up in hog life in the material world. We should not become illusioned. We should live our life very dharmic, according to what is given in the Shastras, so we can progress. And we should try to attain Shuddha Bhakti, pure devotion. Then we fully take advantage of our valuable human form of life. Each one of us sitting here, we have invaluable asset to work with. You know? We can invest. Just like if you want to make profit, you have to have something to invest, some capital. We've got it right now. We have our human form of life. We have sadhu sangha, we have the Shastras, the Vedas, everything is there. But if we neglect, we are losing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a very beautiful song we sing very often, written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, describing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan that he did in Navadvip Dham. He inaugurated the Sankirtan movement and he went village to village as the sun was rising every morning. Udilo Aruna Purava Bhage, Dvijamani Gaura Amani Jage, Bhakata Samuha Loya Sate, Gelo Nagara Vraje. When the crimson red sun was rising in the east, then Lord Gaurachandra, who was the Dvijamani, the jewel amongst the Brahmanas, Dvijamani Gaura, Amani Jage, he rose up, and Bhakata Samuha Loyasati, he took all of his bhaktas along with him, Gela Nagara Vraje, and now he moved from village to village in Navadvip Dham. Tatai, tatai, bajala kol, gana gana tahi janjara roll, premi dhala dhala sonarayanga, charane nupura vaje. And the Mridangas were going tatai, tatai, bajala kol. Gana gana, the big wampers we call them, gana gana, tahi janjara roll, janjara. They were making the sound, gana gana gana, janjara roll. Premi dhala dhala, sonarayanga, his beautiful sonar anga, his beautiful golden form was shimmering and vibrating in ecstasy. Preme dhala, in ecstasy of what? Prem. He was so filled with prem and his body was quivering in ecstasy. Preme dhala dhala sonarayanga, charani nuparabhaji. And his footbells were jingling as he danced and jumped. Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari, Bolore Bolore Vadana Bori. He was calling out to everyone, chant the names of Krishna, Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari. Bolore Bolore, chant, chant. Vadana Bori, fill your mouths with these vibrations. Miche nida vashe gelore rati, divasa shari rasaje. Don't become absorbed in just sleeping and decorating your bodies. You don't, and then he said, Emona durlaba manava deha. Paya kikora bhavana keha. This human form of life is very, very durlaba, very rare. Manava deha. Manava means human body. Huh? Paya kikora bhavana keha. You've attained this human form, but you don't care for it. You bhavana keha. You don't care, you neglect it. Huh? Bhavana keha. Ebena bhajila yashoda shuta charane puribe laje. Not worshipping the son of Mother Yashoda, Krishna, you will fall into a shameful condition at the time of death. And what was the next one? Udita tapana hoy leasta. Din gelo bole hoy be vyasta. Tabe ke no e be alasa hoy. Charane hridaya raje. Nabajay hridaya raje. Udita tapana hoy leasta. That means that every day the sun rises, goes across the sky, and it sets. Idutta tapana hoy leasta din gelo boli hoy vyasta. And that day is now lost forever. You can't get it back. Tabe keno ebe alas ahoy. Therefore, why are you remaining lazy? Alas. And not doing what? Na bhaje hridoy raje. Not worshipping the Lord who's in your heart. Hridoy raj. He is the king of your heart. Then, getting the next verse. Yeah. Jivana anitya janahasar tahinana vidha vibhadabhar. Okay, he says, now please understand this essential truth. Janaha sar. Please know this sar, this essential truth. Jivan anitya. Your life is temporary. Tahinana vidha vipadbar. It's full of all kinds of vipad. Vipad means dangers. Vipad. Namashraya kori jatane to me. Takaha apanakaji. Take shelter of the holy names of Krishna. Nam ashray. Take your shelter there. Nam ashray. Nam ashraya kori jatane. Really endeavor to take shelter of Nam. Takaha apanakaje. And that means do what you need to do to gain the necessities of your life in this world. But make your prime purpose Nam Ashraya. Take shelter of Krishna's names. Krishna Nam Sudha Koryapan Jurao Bhakti Vinod Pran. No, Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, oh, this Bhakti Vinod has drunk the nectar of Krishna Nam. And now, Jurao Bhakti Vinod Pran, his heart has become so soothed and filled with nectar. Nam vina kichu nahi kowar chauda bhuvana maje. In the whole 14 planetary systems of this universe, there is nothing to be attained except Nam, Krishna Nam. Nam vina kichu nahi kowar. There's nothing else except Nam. Jiver kalyana sadhanakam jagati ase madhur Nam. This sweet Nam, this name of Krishna, it has He is non-different. Krishna is Nam, and He has a desire. What is that? Jiver kalyana sadhankam. Desiring to bless the heart of every jiva. The holy name has arisen. This sweet name of Krishna has arisen. How? Avidya timira tapana rupe hrid gagani viraje. In the sky of your heart, that holy name has arisen like the sun to dissipate the darkness of ignorance, avidya, which is the cause